Alright, this music's terrible. Takes a minute for this to load. What? Oh, you can add? Yeah. The only thing is, if you're gonna listen to that, it can't be super loud because it'll play back from the microphone, and it'll basically create like an instant loop, and that's bad.
I turned this all the way down and it's gonna listen because like you talk and then I'll listen to it.
Yeah, it's a delay, spring delay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna watch you.
Yes, this is a trap. You fell for it. So I added a mod today called Rimconnect, which theoretically allows viewers to interact with the game, but I think it's going to take some fine-tuning because I think it's kind of broken, and with the amount of mods that I've got in the game, I think loading the menu will take about 6 days. I was reading through like the comments and stuff on the mod page, and it seems like the more mods that people have, because you can basically, what happens is the longer that you watch, you accrue silver. And then you can use that to buy stuff to like send in a drop pod into the game or something like that, or you can use it to buy bad things or whatever. But like the default setup thing is you get 30 silver for like every 2 minutes or something like that, but there's things that cost like 5 silver a piece. So if you watch for 2 minutes, you can buy 6 of whatever that is. So I think it's going to take some tweaking. But I was looking at it today. I was also trying to figure out a way to get some sort of a program to where it can control the lights in the computer case. But apparently the ASRock, whatever it is, this program here, maybe. Can I have my program, please? It's the ASRock X570, like Phantom Gaming 4 or something like that. So you can come into here and you can change stuff, right? You can change the pattern and things, which will change on the case. And supposedly you can use the Razer program, which allows you to connect to stuff like that. And then you use that with another program which should allow you to have, like, when people type like a color into Twitch or something like that, it will change the color on the case. But I haven't been able to get it to work yet. I didn't try to do it while I was live, but you know. But whenever I turn on the Razer thing, it glitches out the case like that. And so if I open this other program, what the heck was it called? Maybe I like uninstalled it already. I think I did uninstall it. So it's this program called Lumia Stream. Thank you. I did all those earlier. I'm gonna use the whenever I'm playing like iRacing or something like that, the rev lights on in the game will actually light up my mouse, so my mouse will change color as the rev lights. I think I took like a video of that and put it on YouTube or something like that. Oh, that's not going to be correct, is it? Okay, so... But it keeps saying that like the Razer thing won't connect. Because you have to have like the Razer Synapse turned on. So like I've got the Razer Synapse turned on. And then whenever I try to connect it to this Lumia stream thing, it says it can't connect, like there's a network error or something like that. I don't know. But you can see in the Synapse thing, like it can connect to the ASRock program that I'm using. And then you can go to the Chroma Studio and you can change stuff. Through the Razer program, you can change things on the case. So right now it's set for just the wave thing, and you can see what color it's doing right here. And then you can change it to something else. See how it's changed it? You can change like how fast it goes and stuff. Hello, Avery. So apparently this is set for like the music. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't do anything. I don't know. I don't know. It all doesn't quite work correctly. Maybe I don't have the music turned up loud enough. I don't know. But anyway. So that's more dumb stuff. But you're supposed to be able to type like a color into it. So like that theoretically should change the color of the case to blue, but it doesn't. It's not working. Because this program won't connect for some reason. Yeah, but it's doing it's a color cycle. So the default setting is the color cycle, so it'll scroll through all the colors. But see, this program, can I have? Thank you. This program, you should be able to type any one of these colors in with like an exclamation point, and it should change. So if you do like green, so theoretically it should change that to green because I clicked the test button, right? But it's not working. Because if you go back to here, see it says Razor is not it's not connecting for some reason, and I don't know why. There's nothing in the queue. So it's just not. Because you can go in here, you can make your own like settings and stuff like that. But apparently the program, the ASRock program, is apparently pretty bad. So, I don't know. I tried. It just doesn't work. Okay, so one of these days I'll get some of those fancy, the hue lights. Have you seen the hue lights? They're pretty wild. For no reason. Alright, so we're gonna reload the game we were playing last night. Just gonna tell us that I added a mod to it, which is fine. I don't have it set up in the stream yet, so it doesn't do anything. Look, my cable bill is due. I've got my my Kool-Aid pouch. It's blue raspberry. Okay, so last night, the last thing I did was, I think we gave Anatoly a hook hand. Yeah, so we put a hook hand on Anatoly so he can actually start working better. These guys are leaving. This was a trade group that came in. We bought some stuff from them. We sold them some stuff. Oh, we bought some components from them. We sold them something else that we had, I forget. So we're on our way. We've got 2 guests. Well, they're not really guests, because there actually is a guest mod. But we have 2 involuntary workers that now reside in small little caves, I guess you could call them. They have a toilet, well, a wooden latrine that has to be cleaned out. They have a well that they can wash in and get water from. They have a stone cutting table where they make us stone blocks. So they cut stone blocks which we can use for building stuff. They have some fields that they're planting. This is rice, pincushion cactus. This is corn. This will be heel root once they have enough skill. Yeah, everybody else is still alive. We got all three of the starting colonists. We have the technology to build the charging station. We just don't have anybody with a high enough construction skill. So what we're going to try to get is we're going to try to get this android pod here, which you need a construction skill of 8, and Hound is at 7.71. So we're almost there. So he's got 5691 out of 8,000 points to get to the next level. So he's almost to level 8, and then we can start actually getting some electricity stuff. So what we're doing is we're replacing all the wooden walls with these granite blocks that we've got. So we're gonna grab our granite wall and we're just gonna lay it over like this. We have 185 of them. So we can do all of that there. And we'll get this thing running. We got a battery set up last night. We got a high-tech research bench. We had to build we built a weapons rack, basically just to get some stuff out of here. We have a single refrigerator that's keeping apparently some mushrooms frozen. Okay, Lucky's cutting up a dead rabbit. We've got a solar generator, which I believe we got hooked up to the power grid. Yeah, so it's hooked up to the power grid. They have a light now. So if you watch, like, you can see the number going up as he builds. And then he'll get a little bit of a boost whenever he actually completes the building. So he'll keep beaving away on that as he goes. This is 168 units of fecal sludge, which came out of this. So it's at a 0%. We just cleaned it out. Got some steel slag. We got a horse. We trained a horse. Or we tamed a horse, I mean. We named it U-Haul. This is another... They're both males. So, I mean, we could tame this one too, but what's the point? And then we had some goats join. We had 3 goats. 2 females and a male. So they produce milk. So we can actually milk them at some point. But really we're just trying to get... The next thing now is we're waiting for Hound to get to the 8 construction. And then we won't need to have food for our androids. We'll only need food for these guys. And hopefully they can grow their own. And then we'll move this stove down into here and they can cook their own food. Then we won't have to mess with them anymore. We got our wind turbine. Ancient Danger's still closed here. Anatoly can finally walk again now that he's got his new hand. So yeah, instead of having almost no manipulation, well, I guess because he's still like messed up. But yeah, so he's still pretty sleepy after being under anesthetic, so he can't really do anything. He's washing himself in the wooden well. And he is now laying down on the floor, and now he's up. So he's tend to passing out. We got 73 barley tea, which I think came down in a cargo pod, which I don't think anybody's actually gonna drink. We got some potatoes, we got some rice, a bunch of berries, some cactus fruit, some peaches, and a warg. Okay, so a wild predator, this thing right here, is hunting one of our goats instead of eating this thing that's already dead, which is kind of dumb. So we don't want that to happen, so we're gonna grab our people. And we're gonna go out here, we're gonna attempt to. We might not make it. What is this? Oh, that's a thing. Okay. So it's gonna get to the goat. We're probably gonna lose this goat. Maybe not. Hurry up. The goat's dead. What? Why are you not? Okay, so we need to turn off the avoid friendly fire thing. You need to get your bow out. And I need to start kiting this thing. We're gonna use hound as bait. I might die. Okay, we got it. So that thing's dead. Our goat's dead. Great. This deer's dead. So hound can self-tend. We need to move this thing down here. I mean, he's gonna live. Well, we're down one goat. So we're gonna zone a new area. Actually, let's just move this one in here. What is this music? And then we'll clear the allowed area. What is this music? Okay. So our animals should be confined to this area here. This music is terrible. High energy, we're gonna pass on that one, my guy. There we go, that's better. Okay, so he's gonna move that because he couldn't get to this sleeping spot thing. At some point, we'll get that moved down there. Okay, so we're gonna have him. Can I not, like, why can't I tell him to do that? Have him patch himself up, I guess. I mean, he's not bleeding or anything like that, but patching it will make it heal quicker. So close. Okay. That goat's eating some grass. Cool. This stuff we don't need. This is some crazy looking stuff. Dribbling cap. Huge pink mushroom constantly dribbling a pungent resin-like substance. The substance is potent neurotoxin that could potentially be extracted as used as a weapon. So you can make poison darts with it. Interesting. Extremely potent neurotoxin causing immediate paralysis and eventually death. Cool, so once that stuff is grown, because it's only 60% grown, so once it gets up to like 100%, we'll harvest it and get some cool stuff out of it. You want donkeys? It's a male. That's a female. Sure, why not? So Hound reached level 1 in medical. Just by working on himself. GG Hound. Okay, so let's think about this. We have all this food that we're not gonna need here before long. So we're going to build, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That thing makes me nervous. Overlord died. So whoever the Overlord, James, number 146, the Overlord of the Unending Enclave, has died. So the new Overlord is George. So apparently that's another android place. We're gonna mine out a little bit more of this. No, we're not. Just think here. So mine, if we do this. Kinda like so. Leave that. Well, that'll work. Okay, so we're gonna build a little refrigerator type thing here. So we have some visitors, so we can actually have guests come over and like hang out, and you can talk to them and make friends with them and stuff like that. We don't have any beds for them yet. We don't have anywhere for them to sleep, so we're gonna send them away. We're gonna refuse them until we have beds for guests, because if they show up and they don't have any place to sleep, they're not gonna be very happy. So we're gonna refuse them until we actually build some beds. Hound is almost there. Almost there, 7.83. Don't want him to do that yet. Until we get these walls built. Speed up a little bit. We're just waiting for some things to tick over. Lucky reached level 1 in mining finally. So we got some thrumbos. A small herd of thrumbos have wandered into the area. Peaceful by nature, these rare creatures are extremely dangerous when confronted. Some traders are willing to pay a lot of money for their precious leather and their horn. So it's basically these giant creatures, right? And they have this giant horn on their head, which they can kill one of your colonists with like one hit. What is it at? So they have a lot of armor, like natural armor. They're like, their skin is very, very thick and whatever. They have really good armor penetration in like combat. So, like, just looking at all the stuff that goes in to figure out how much damage it does, like there's a crazy amount of things that it takes into account. And this is just for an animal attacking you with a horn. I was thinking about this earlier today. This game, like the original game, was created by one dude. This guy named Tynan Sylvester created Rimworld, coded it, got it up and running, got through all the beta and stuff like that by himself, and now he has a studio. But like, he went through and made this entire game. It's wild. And then people like started modding it, and I think they've hired some of the people that have done really popular mods to actually work for them. But yeah, the base game was created by one dude. Alright, so Walter's clearing out what is basically going to be a small fridge. And then we're going to put this thing in here. But we got to get a wall built so we can put in a cooler. You can build like coolers and air conditioners and things like that. So we can build an air conditioner, we can build coolers, you know, whatever. So close. Goats in here eating up all this junk. Harvesting some rice. And then we'll have all this wood we can use again. So close, 7,600. Should be able to get it with these last couple of walls. You're replacing the wooden wall with stone wall. So our outside wall was built out of wood, which has 195 hit points. But if we change it out for granite, it has 510. So basically, there's a mod called Replace Stuff, to where instead of deconstructing the wooden wall and then building a granite wall and leaving like a big hole in your wall until you get it done, there's a mod called Replace Stuff where you basically just draw over top of it and you'll build the wall and then it automatically deconstructs the one that was underneath it. So like this right here, there's a wooden wall here, but there's also a granite block blueprint, and it's got the granite blocks there, and once he basically builds the granite wall, it'll deconstruct the wooden one. And that's why all that wood was lined up out here. So there's a group of travelers passing by. Okay, so occasionally you get these little, I guess you can call them like side quests or missions or something like that you can do if you want to. So this is a research quest, which basically somebody's contacted us asking just for us to send a researcher to help them. So this Prime Counselor of the Concord of Hadistan has sent us a message. They're researching some artifact that seem to have hit some roadblock. They're ask for help by your best researcher and are willing to share some of the insights if the research goes well. So basically what you do is you send one of your people off to help them do research. They're gone for a certain amount of time, and if it goes well, then that person comes back and then you get part of the research. So if it's like, I don't know, if they're researching like force fields or something like that, you might get half of the research for force fields applied to your research tree. I've never done one of these research ones because I like to keep my people in-house. And if we look at it, so they're here. Here's our house. So it would take, you know, a little over half a day to get there. And then however long it would take to do the job. But we need all, like, we only have 3. If I had a bunch of extra people, then I might send one. But I'm not worried about improving relations with them, because eventually we're going to take them over. And Anatoly is just sleeping on the floor. It's unlocked, so he could have went to his bed. Oh, because it's set for medical. I'm dumb. Okay. So if it's assigned to medical, he won't use it. Okay, so Hound is level 8 in construction. Finally. So now we can actually start building things that we need to. Alright, so once he builds that last one, we will build. So with coolers, if you look at it, see it's got a red side and a blue side. The blue side is where the cold air comes out, and the red side is where hot air comes out. So you basically have to put it, like, you don't want to vent it into like a bedroom or something like that, because it'll superheat the air in there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set it like that, so it'll blow all the hot air out here, just out into space, and it'll blow cool air into here. So we want them to finish mining this out. We're gonna build another wooden door here. What do these take? 50 steel. So we're out of steel. We have some steel in here. So I'm gonna have them vein mine. Ooh, that's a lot. I'm gonna have them mine all this steel. He's gonna go cut that stone block first. Why are you hanging out in my house? You're not supposed to be in here. If I attack that thing, it'll kill all 3 of my colonists. And this is only supposed to be for, like, meat. There's not supposed to be mushrooms in there. Oh, mushrooms are considered a meat. Okay. Meat. Yeah. We're gonna make a stockpile zone, basically where their fridge is gonna be, and we're going to set this for a higher priority. We basically don't want food in here anymore. So we want to haul all the food down here to this area. Okay, we're going to cancel these for now. I don't want him to do this. I need the steel. Come on, do the steel thing. So once we get the steel, then we can start building android pods for them to sleep in. Why is there wood in here? Oh, it's because everything's in here. Like, I just want food in here. Oh, we got a raid. Cool. Except I don't want fertilized eggs in here, because we can actually grow things. So a group of androids from the Unending Enclave have arrived. They're going to prepare for a while and then attack. They do not like us at all. So it's Rosie with her steel club. She is like decent at melee. You know, decent. That'd be a decent colonist to have. It's a tier 1 android. Anyway, so she doesn't like us, so she's gonna come attack us after a while. So I need Hound to... Oh, you're not gonna do that. Hound's gonna go build that door. So we'll see if we can get a third friend. Alright, so we got our bear trap rearmed. Once Walter gets some of that mined out. We just need 50. So we need to do one more. Okay, so we're going to unlock this door. Which will allow the prisoners to go in and out of the doors. They can't go out of this door because it's locked. But this door is unlocked, this door, and this door, which will allow the prisoners to basically have free roam over this area. Kind of like a camp, I guess you could call it. We don't have steel for that, so we need 90 steel for that as well. So I really need Walter to hurry up. Rosie will be attacking soon. So we want to make sure that all of our people are still here. Which Alita is not. I guess Hound can do whatever he's doing. Oh, he's gonna milk a goat. Yay, we got 12 milks. So actually, we can take Alita if we want to. Because we have her drafted. We can come over here and we can take some pot shots at Rosie. Rosie may chase after us. So see, she's gonna start chasing us. And she's gonna stop right there. That's as far as she's gonna go before she starts to attack. We're gonna sit here and take some pot shots at her. Oh, we hit her. Oh. Yay, pathfinding AI. Alita is a terrible shot. That wasn't even close. We scored another hit. She's bleeding. Oh, maybe not. There's some stuff there, so. Man. But every time she shoots, she gets a little bit more shooting skill. You can see it's going up a little bit. There you go. Just hit level 7 in shooting. Okay, so the android from the Unending Enclave is beginning their assault. So we're going to pull back into here. And let Rosie come down this way. Apparently this horse walked over my my bear trap. So now the horse is about to bleed out in 16 hours. Good job, horse. We have a mad ibex doe. So there's an ibex doe over here that has gone mad and wants to hurt my people. I was hoping that my bear trap would stop Rosie, but apparently it's not going to. So we're gonna have to just play the kiting game. Rosie's decided she's gonna beat up a goat. Can we maybe, like, not shoot the goat? Okay, so she's downed my goat. Good job. Run away. Oh, my people are terrible. Oh, here's the ibex doe that's really not happy. So we're gonna have Plucky melee the doe. Apparently Hound's gonna have to go in there and deal with this. We have Hound and a goat fighting an unarmed rogue. Okay, so finally we've downed Rosie. So her left arm and her right arm are both shattered, so she has no arms, basically. A bunch of cracks from short bows and goat's teeth and stuff like that. We're gonna have Plucky rescue the goat, maybe? Well, we need an animal sleeping spot. So, furniture, animal sleeping spot. We'll just whack a couple down here. So it's got a small cut. This one's fine. Its left front hoof got shattered. So we're gonna Plucky rescue our goat. We're going to make a sleeping spot because robots can't sleep in regular beds. So they have to either have a robot like casket thing, which is basically it's like a cryo sleep thing but for robots, or they have to sleep on the ground. So we're gonna have Alita capture Rosie. We're gonna allow that. Hound's gonna repair the wall that apparently got damaged. I want you to tend to that goat. If you could do that for me, thank you. So Rosie is not like in any concern of dying. Okay, so we got that tended. Go do something else. You need to get your bow back. Because whenever you get into melee combat, they automatically drop their ranged weapon. And we're gonna re-equip our hatchet as a sidearm. That's that dead ram. Okay, so we got our cooler done, right? So it's currently set for 70 degrees, which means that all this food is going to spoil. So we want to crank this way down. So our target temperature is going to be -2 degrees because we want it to get really cold in here. On here on the right, it'll show you like the temperature of whatever I'm hovering over. So outside it's 72 degrees. Inside here it's 77 degrees. So we need to mine this piece of stone right here. And I need you to do that real quick. Because there's nowhere for the cold air to go, so it's not even coming in here. So once we mine this, it'll allow the cold air to come in and all this will cool down. Or basically we're going to create a freezer. We could use these little refrigerators, but see, this thing takes 33 watts in order to run it, and it only does 1 square, whereas this thing uses 20 watts, and you can actually build like a freezer, multiple spots, so you can have a bigger freezer for less power. Okay, so now you're going to see the temperature right here. You're going to see it drop as the cold air rushes in. So it's 22, 24. So see, all this stuff is now frozen. So all this food in here won't spoil now. So now they basically have a walk-in freezer. These guys are still getting some steel. Okay, so we're going to build an android pod, which is 50 steel, 2 components, and this is basically where androids sleep. So we're going to build one right there. We're going to have Hound build it. We want it done now. Don't care about harvesting rice. So he's gonna go gather some of this steel up, build this thing. He got a crack in his spine from the android's head. Apparently, the android didn't have arms left, so it started headbutting, which is fun. The only like bleeding that happened is because we shot the deer or the goat with the short bow, because we have terrible aim. Okay, so we're gonna get okay, goat 1 can now walk again. Good job, goat 1. Proud of you. Alright, we're gonna get an android pod put together. That's still working. We're losing some power because we're in a negative because there's no wind and there's no electricity, or there's no sunshine. So we're on a negative right now. So we're losing 906 watts. So our stored is dropping quite a bit. Okay, so we have an android pod, which is basically a robot bed. So now we're going to click on Hound, and instead of eating food, we're going to click for him to use the battery. So now whenever his food gets low, he will come over here and he will recharge here. We're going to set this for Hound. So we can tell him to force battery charging. So basically he's going to go lay down and recharge himself. And once he's recharged, he'll get up and start doing whatever he's supposed to again. So now Hound will no longer need to eat food. It increases the draw on our batteries, but at this point, we need to. We may have to build another wind turbine. Although the sun's starting to come up, so we'll start getting some of that power back. Yeah, now you can work even more. Well, that's the great thing about androids, is they don't need a whole lot. Because if you look at his needs, like, his recreation is 0. He's had 0 recreation. He hasn't done anything fun other than work, and he doesn't care. Like, he doesn't have a negative debuff from not having any recreation. The only thing he cares about is his kind of ugly looking outside. But he ate some fruit. Awesome. He's got a nice big room to work in. Very cool. He was inspired by the dictator. That's great. So that's the great thing about robots, is their moods typically stay, you know, pretty high, because they don't have any traits other than apparently having sexuality, which whatever. So see, his food is now nice and full because he's recharged his battery. And what I can do, if I want to sit here and fiddle with it, I can go in here and I can change the owner of the bed to one of these other two and have them recharge, and basically just cycle them through using just that one bed for a while. But since there are only 2 components a piece, I think I'll just build one for each of them, and we'll have enough steel. So I really need somebody to like mine this stuff out. Oh, that's... I told somebody to mine that. Just hasn't gotten done. Okay, so we don't need this sleeping spot anymore. This thing we don't really need either, so we're gonna deconstruct that too. I don't really want you to harvest plants right now, thanks. And if I was smart, I would allow the animals to go into the spot that's like where their sleeping spots are. Because they'll sleep in these spots right here that I've assigned to them. But if they can't get to it because it's outside of the zone, they'll just lay down on the ground wherever. Can we, like, do something with this? Is that just a dead animal laying there? Okay, so we got a component and some steel out of that refrigerator thing that we had. And it's back to harvesting rice. I thought this was set as a labor-only zone. So I don't want Hound harvesting or really growing food anymore. There's other things I would rather him be doing. Like feeding rice to a goat. So I've set this for a labor zone, which is no colonist should be able to work in this area. But I don't know why I have colonists working in this area. Doesn't really make any sense. I don't know. Whatever. So Walter's mining. This guy is doing some plant stuff. We need to give Rosie some jobs. When she wakes up, she can do this stuff. That'll work. Actually, what are her skills? Well, she's got an 8 in cooking. Let's give her, because she can cook, I think, right? Yeah. So we're going to set her to cooking. Move everything down one. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to have Rosie is going to cook food for our prisoners and the 2 robots that still need to eat food. Once she's able to, like, walk and stuff. Because right now she still has a lot of... Oh, she doesn't have any arms. So our crafting spot... This is not for... This is for humans. This is not pieces for robots. For that we need the Android implants workbench. Okay, I really need somebody to mine this stuff out. For basically nothing. For Alita, I really need to start researching again. Thanks. Hound is off taming a donkey apparently. Cool. Oh look, Hound successfully tamed a donkey. Nice. So now we have a donkey. Look, we have a donkey. It's a male donkey. We're going to name him.
Sir toots a lot, man.
Well, Hound doesn't care about that. He's uninterested in romantic entanglements. Hound is all about working. That's all he cares about. Working and advancing the colony. Kind of like in real life. Hound is a real green robot. Blue raspberry. Well, you know what? You wouldn't go down to the store and get me some more, so I don't want to hear it.
I can't drive, man.
Hound gave his right index finger for the colony. Look at that. He is missing a finger. He has a bite scar on his head. We don't need this. Let's take this apart. What's he got left? Okay, so he's almost done with that one. Okay, I need you to deconstruct that. How did what happen? I think that scar, I think you had that whenever we started. I think it was just the thing that you start, like one of the health problems that you had when we started the game. I don't think you got it. Basically, yeah, you live to serve. Oh, what happened to that horse that like walked over my thing? Oh, here it is. It finally died. Oh, its head's been bitten off. So it walked over my bear trap, cut its right rear leg, bled to death, and then something ate its head. Probably this thing. Yeah, this is blood everywhere. Because what happened is it walked over the bear trap and got cut and started bleeding, and then it just wandered around and then finally died. Yeah, dude, there's blood everywhere. We just need it to rain. I mean, there's blood here, there's blood here, there's blood here. Hound's got some cherries. Okay, so we're going to move this here. And we're also going to build 2 more of them. Which means we won't need these anymore. So he has a 5 in plants. He has a 4 in plants. And he has a 4 in plants. I'm just gonna recharge his battery for a minute. Looks like he's gonna cut up a horse. We were gonna tame that horse too. No, we weren't. We were gonna tame the donkeys. Speed this up for a minute. Bunch of horse meat going in the freezer. We can expand this zone here. We can have them mine out these spots here. Which will give us a little bit more storage space. Okay, so we got 1 bed. We're going to build 2 more basically. And then we'll switch these 2 over to using their batteries. Okay, so our colonists are no longer dependent on eating actual food. Which means we can get rid of these growing zones up here. But we are going to tell them to harvest everything that's grown. Just because there's no point in letting it go to waste. I'm building a piece of roof. I don't know why there's apples in here. just didn't have any room. There's apples now. Can we get those out of here? Somebody please. Expand the zone again. We're gonna shrink it. We don't want to put stuff right in front of the door. Hound level 6 in cooking. To be honest, I don't really want hound cooking. I kind of want you to mine those spots that I asked you to. Maybe we'll set those as 3. We'll set this as 4. We'll change everything else to 5 that we don't really care about. Those are fine. We're gonna bump all these again because we need to have a jailer warden guy. Okay, so for hound, firefighting and hauling are the number 1 jobs. Number 2 is building and repairing and taking apart stuff. And then handling and training, which is basically animal stuff. Because he has an 11 in that. Which is pretty good. See, he tamed another donkey. Hound is the animal whisperer. So now we have 2 donkeys. So he's gonna do that as number 3. Number 4 is being a jailer or a warden, basically taking care of prisoners and stuff. And then number 5 is mining, and then number 6 is basically anything else. So he's got 5 priority jobs to do, and then once he gets all those done, then he can do something else. Okay, so these guys are getting this all done. I could have swore I told Anatoly to grow and then mine. Okay, I really don't want you. Like, I don't want them doing that stuff. Black Hive attack. Sweet. Insectoids in the Rim are genetically altered organisms designed to fight mechanoid invasions. The Black Hive was one of the best, designed to be much more aggressive than usual, and capable of laying siege to impregnable mechanoid fortresses existing insectoid species. So basically there's some really bad giant bugs that are attacking my base immediately. So there's this giant black spider thing, and then there's this spelopede, whatever it is, and they came out of this mound. So these 2 things are going to come try to wreck my day. So I'm going to have Hound get a bow. I'm going to grab all 3 of them. We're going to zone another little area. Basically, we're going to call this our animal hide. Because I don't want these things attacking my animals. So we're going to build a little animal hide. We're going to put it in here. And we're going to tell our animals to go hide in that little room. So they should all take off and go basically hang out in this room until I tell them to come back out. Because these things are gonna, this is gonna be an issue. Apparently we've revealed a new area. Okay, so we're gonna play a game called Kite the Bugs. So he hopefully will take some damage. Oh, he's gonna spit at us apparently. I guess he spits some sort of stuff. Okay, so he took damage. Apparently they spit some sort of nasty stuff. Please kill this thing. And cover does work. So this thing is running away. It's taking some hits. But this one is still like alive. Okay, so we killed this one. Cool. We just need to get rid of this one. It's been hit a couple times. Okay, Alita's gonna get killed by her own person. I just got hit. So we can't shoot it from way back there, but it can hit us. Okay, so it's dying. Walter's gotten food poisoning, nobody cares. For the love of God. We just need better shooting skills. Like, Hound, your shooting skill is basically a 5 out of 20. So it's not good. Plucky has a 12, so she should be like a lot better than she is. But short bows are just not, you know, they're not accurate. I mean, we're hitting it, it just has a lot of natural, because it's basically a giant bug with a hard shell. So we've hit it a bunch of times, it's bleeding a lot, it's just going to take a long time for it to bleed out. I mean, we're doing more damage to the solar generator behind it. Hey, we finally killed it. Okay, cool. So it's dead. So we revealed an area, right? In mining, we found this little pocket here. Big deal. There's some ruins nearby. So basically, somebody has called us and said, hey, there's some ruins nearby. They might have some fancy stuff if you want to go get it. So we basically have 12 days. We can go down here and we might get some loot, which I'm not really worried about right now. We had some cargo pods land with some weapons in them. So there's a combat knife and some flash grenades. So we're gonna haul those urgently after we get our people healed up. Hound's okay, she's bleeding a little bit. So we need her to tend to herself. She's bleeding a little bit. I need to turn self-tending on and have her tend to herself. Okay, so we survived that. We have to go kill that hive though. So that's going to be a hound job. Because if we don't, it'll spit more of them out. So we're going to have Hound come up here and get rid of this mound. Hey look, a goat doe is pregnant, so we're gonna have a baby goat. Speaking of which, I can let them out now. Because the danger's gone. So they're gonna come out and probably eat grass because they're hungry. Because they've been locked in a little room. Hound is working his way up here. And then we'll have him shoot this thing until it's dead. Today, maybe. No, so Walter collapsed. See, it says humanoid downed. Walter collapsed because he has food poisoning from eating some, like, apples or something like that. So he's in severe pain, and he basically can't move. So he's basically just collapsed on the floor. He's thrown up everywhere. So Walter's sick. But that's fine. Okay. So that's done. The insect jelly we don't care about. It can stay there. Alright, so we survived the attack. We need to expand this zone here. Is Rosie still not, like, able to move around? Where's Plucky going? Oh, she's picking up the flash grenades and stuff. Okay, so there's that. And we'll get the flash grenades. And theoretically somebody will rescue Walter, which basically means pick him up and put him back in his bed. Or they won't, I don't know. I'm gonna tell him to mine this little bit here. And then we can put this room back together. So instead of helping Walter, who's laying on the ground in pain, she's going to go feed cherries to the goat. Sure. And then we're going to chop up an insect. Hound is repairing all the walls and stuff that got damaged. They'll probably fix the solar generator too. Anatoly is mining. Rosie, why are you not, like... Do I need to make this not for medical? Is that what it is? Oh, they can't do anything because they don't have any arms. That's why. So Android tiers, we're going to build the Android implants workbench. We are out of room. We're just going to slap it right there for now. Whatever. Hound is repairing walls that we've shot full of holes. And then he's going to build some roof section apparently. Plucky was taking care of Walter. Finally got him into a bed. Yeah, Hound's building a roof over this. Oh look, we found more compacting machinery. That's good. So we want to vein mine all of that, because that will be helpful. Hound is building the implants workbench. And then we can build some arms. Walter can walk again. We have a bulk goods trader from the Ulium compact, so they're gonna approach from down south. These guys are gonna come up into our base, to our trading spot, which is right here, and then we can trade with them. So if we have anything to sell that they might want, because we don't currently have any money. U-Haul's gotten food poisoning from eating rotten cherries. Why? Okay, so they're almost here. Who is my Taki person? Social. So social is 6.7, 6.29. We're gonna take a hit on our negotiations because they're not in perfect health. They're not in good health because we took some damage in that last fight. We can also turn off this thing. We don't need to forage for or hunt deer. Okay, so we want Plucky to trade with the person with the question mark. And we'll see what they have to sell and what they want to buy. Okay, so we have some goats. Like we have our goat here. We have our female goat who is pregnant. 7 out of 7. So in 10 days we'll have another baby goat. They have some goats for sale. We can sell our horse. We can sell our donkeys. Our donkey is pregnant 20 out of 28 days. So in 8 days we'll have a baby donkey. They have chocolate for sale. We have a bunch of insect meat, mushrooms. Basically everything on this side in this category is our stuff. And this stuff over here is their stuff. So they'll buy pretty much everything that we've got. So things like insect meat you don't want to use because people will complain if you use insect meat for food. So we're gonna sell all that. It's worth 65 bucks. Or no, we're selling 65 of them at 33 cents a piece. So it's worth $22. This is all stuff that they don't want to buy. So they don't want our flash grenades, our knife, our club, wood, the tea, you know, this junk. We can sell, so any type of like fur or leather or something like that that I don't have a bunch of, because I can't make anything with just 5, so there's no point in me keeping it. And like this insect chitin right here, I'm not going to use that. Wolf skin, I've only got 23. I probably won't use that. It's worth $2 a piece, so that's, we're up to $103 there. Black insect chitin, which is worth $278 a piece. So now we're looking at $164. Anything else that we don't need that we can sell? I'll tell you what, let's sell these mushrooms. Okay, so we're up to $189 in the positive. So do they have anything that we want to buy? They've got a bunch of fish. They've got some honey, some ironwood. They've got a bee, apparently. Some steel. They've got some cloth, some components. Chem fuel, which is basically like gasoline. Nutroamine, which is something used to make medicine. You have to have this plus herbal medicine plus cloth in order to make regular medicine, which we don't really need regular medicine right now. And they've got some clothing. It's got a radiation suit. Some fancy jeans, which are 1,900 bucks. So really, like, we can't really buy anything that they've got for sale because it's all kind of expensive. They've got some board game stuff, which we're not interested in. So I don't think they have anything that we want to buy. Like, I could buy some components, but I don't really need to because we've got some that we're mining out. So I think we're just going to sell this stuff and go on. Bear skin? We can sell the bear skin? That's worth a bunch. Let's sell all this stuff. We'll keep the cloth, we'll keep the plain leather. And our steel and stuff, and then the food. But we'll get rid of all the other furs and things. So we're gonna get almost 400 bucks. For trading. And basically they just drop that on the floor, and then eventually we'll pick it up and put it into our stockpile stuff. So 400 bucks. Yay, go us. We're well on our way. See, we're mining components right now. I know, right? We're rich. Okay, so we want to build some more walls because we want to have these little rooms for these guys, right? So we want them to be 3 by 3. So we're going to finish building out these 2 rooms that we messed up by mining all this stuff out. Look, we found another little area. So there's little pockets all throughout this mountain that we keep running into as we mine. And we're going to have to build another door here. And then we'll have a room for Rosie to live in. Eventually want them to mine all that out too. And we'll start building up our our horses throwing up everywhere. Great. So there's vomited U-Haul all over the ground. Good job, horse. Okay, so we built the Android implants workbench. So we don't have a whole lot researched right now. So we can't really build much of anything. But once we get some research done, we'll be able to build like replacement parts and stuff like that. I built the wrong one. I needed the parts workbench. I'm dumb. Can I... Let's equip this as your sidearm. Actually, let's do that now. So you'll have a bow and arrow, and then you'll have this knife thing as a sidearm. What are the flash grenades? They basically just temporarily stun them. Yeah, so it doesn't really hurt them very much. It just basically it's a flashbang. Our refrigerator's still working the way it's supposed to. These guys are kind of wandering. Look at them all. They are armed. This guy has twin submachine guns. This guy has twin submachine guns. This guy has a flint or a musket. This one has basically a big revolver. Snotface over here has an assault rifle. Rambo, John Rambo, has a sawed-off shotgun. Freckles with the ferrule rifle. Poopy has an LMG. You gotta love the names in this game. Harry. What research are we working on? Oh, we're working on the multi-analyzer. Okay. Hound's building walls. What is Plucky off doing? Why are we gathering apples? Hopefully that's like the last of that stuff. Oh, look, there's a dead, that's basically been eaten. So it's missing half of its body parts. So it was killed by a grizzly bear, and then mostly eaten by a grizzly bear. I'm assuming by this grizzly bear here. Neat. Watch out for grizzly bears, man. They'll get you. So you're super slow at building right now because you only have 81% manipulation because you're missing a finger and your right arm is cracked, which means that, you know, everything is slower. And you have a bunch of fecal sludge apparently sitting here, which is great. I may need to remedy that situation. Get rid of these plans. I don't need these anymore. Eventually we'll get that done. Speed it up a little bit. The Night Imps have lost Operation Cell Silver Tyrant to Section Zeta after failing to repel it. So, a colony got taken over by another colony. Neat. So we're gonna unlock this door. We're going to build a sleeping spot in here. Set it for prisoners. We're going to assign Rosie to it because we don't want her sleeping out here anymore. I'm going to deconstruct that. I don't know why Hound is working in here and not mining up here where I asked him to. But I want this to be like labor only. I don't want my people working in here. Like any of this stuff. Don't do it. Why are you harvesting? I thought I told all my people to quit harvesting stuff. Like there's so many other things that you could be doing. Go do something else. Okay. Hey, it's raining. So the rain is going to wash all the blood and stuff away. See how it's starting to go away? So all this yuck and stuff will get cleaned up now. So finally it won't look like a war zone anymore. Get it all cleaned up. Okay, so they got that all mined out. Neat. We're going to install this in here. Like so. We still can't get this mined out for some reason. We're still harvesting. Like, is that... That's not plant cutting. That's gotta be harvesting. Hey, we've got a combat supplier coming in. So another trade group coming in. Except they should have some weapons this time. construct some compact machinery, which is good. Walter apparently has nothing to do. Here, we'll set Walter to cooking too. So Walter's gonna make some food. Because Rosie can't, because she has no arms. Okay, combat suppliers coming in. Grab Plucky, have her go trade. Okay, so we can sell these clubs that we've got. We don't need them anymore. We don't need any incendiary shells, we don't need any smoke shells, we don't have a mortar yet. So they've got some guns, they've got some armor, but it's all super expensive. We can sell our flash grenades. So Molotov cocktails are 300 bucks. You can buy like some, like a, whatever this is, a head cover. That's 360. So we're gonna have what, 477? So really we can't afford anything unless we sell some other stuff. That kind of stinks. Would have been cool to get at least a pistol or something like that. Oh well, we can sell some junk. A little bit more money. And we've got like we have the research that we can actually make guns. I gotta get some space cleared out. Or start building little huts type things where we can do that. Yeah, it's only gonna be outside for a minute. Get this chunk hauled out of here. I'm gonna go build all that stuff. Yay, Hound is fully healed, except he's still missing a finger. So he's losing 10% on his manipulation just because he's lost a finger. I mean, I guess if you try to do stuff without a finger, it would be kind of hard to do, I guess. Hound and Plucky gabbed about getting drunk. Okay, so Hound's gonna build this machining table, and then we can start building some stuff. I need to clear the horse area. I don't want them coming into this room. Okay, so once we get some electricity up here, we can start building actual weapons and stuff, right? So now we have access to revolvers and auto pistols and machine pistols and incendiary launchers and EMP launchers, bolt action rifles, frag grenades. We can build cannon stuff apparently. Frontier rifles, combat handguns, you know, all sorts of fun stuff. but we got to get electricity up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our power. We're just going to use, we're going to build one subsurface there, and we're going to use regular power conduits. We're just going to run them like this, and then across to here, like so. And that should reach that. We will build a light in there like that. We'll build one in here too. Laser beams? Not yet. We have to research lasers first. I mean, this guy has a an anti-mech rifle. This guy has a carbine. Like, these guys are packing. Anti-material rifle. This guy's a PW. These guys have some serious firepower here. Rebel pistol. Shotguns. This guy's got like an AK. This guy's wearing a chef's hat, carrying an auto pistol. Okay, so we're gonna get that power conduit put in, then we'll have electricity up here. Research is still going slowly. We got the room built. Walter's busy making smoked meat, which is good. Hound's building that. We're gonna have to upgrade our security. That one bear trap is not gonna be enough. Where's this thing going? It's going to eat something. Oh, it's going to eat that black hive jelly. That stuff that's up here. So it's going to go up there and eat that. And once we get this cleared out, we'll have some more room to build. We need to build this Android Parks workbench, which we'll just build there for now. Can always move it later. Speed this up a little bit. Look how quick he builds. He's zipping right along. There we go. Okay, so this is hooked up to power now, which means we can actually start making stuff. So we've got 8 components and 413 steel. So, like a shotgun and bolt action rifle, those are basic, like, vanilla game weapons. They cost 3 components apiece. Heavy revolver takes 2. A repeating rifle takes 3. So what you start looking at is, we'll pause it real quick so we can read some of these things. So to make a combat handgun, it's 30 steel, 3 components. You have to have a crafting skill of 4. And if we look at the combat handgun, it does 10 damage. It's got a stopping power of 0.5, which is not a lot. 15% armor penetration, a range of 23, so 23 squares. You can shoot 23 squares. Accuracy from close range, which is 3. Short, which is 12. 25 is medium. And then 40 or more is long, which it won't shoot that far anyway. Range cooldown is 0.6 seconds. So between shots, it takes 0.6 seconds for them to shoot again. Or it takes 0.3 seconds for them to warm up for their next shot. We don't have to worry about melee damage thing. And then shields is... Just smack the microphone. You can actually build like shield generators and stuff like that. So you can shoot this through a shield. So that does 10 damage. So if we look at like a hand cannon does 16 damage. A little bit less accurate, but has 24% armor penetration. You can shoot farther, does more damage, takes a little bit longer to shoot. But yeah, if you hit something, it does a lot more damage. Frontier rifle. These aren't terrible. Like, they do a decent amount of damage, a little bit better stopping power. Decent range, decent accuracy. But you also get the melee damage because it has a bayonet on the front. So instead of dropping your ranged weapon, you can just use it as a melee weapon as well. So I've built a frontier rifle before. They're not bad. And then, you know, sawed-off shotguns, semi-automatic rifles, things like that. The heavy revolver, I think, does like a ton of damage. Or no, it doesn't. It does less than the hand cannon. But yeah, so you want to go through and kind of figure out like the trade-off of how fast they shoot versus how much damage they do. Because you can also build like the machine pistol, which has a burst shot, so it shoots 3 shots per every time that they attack, but it doesn't do very much damage, and it's not super accurate. Like, once you get more than 12 cells away, the accuracy really just drops off. It only shoots 20 cells away. The auto pistol, I think, is kind of like that. It does like a burst, or maybe it just shoots faster. Got decent accuracy again. So I think we need to make a hand cannon, because Plucky has decent shooting. So if we give her a hand cannon, if she can land like a shot or two, I think that would be good. So that requires 3 crafting skill, which is fine. So if we look at our people and we look at their crafting skill, so she has a 3, she has a 9, and he has a 1. So Plucky's our crafter. So if we go back into that bill, we can set the minimum allowed crafting skill, because the better your person is at crafting, the better quality weapon you're going to get, which means it's going to have more accuracy, it's going to do better damage, stuff like that. So we don't want anybody with less than a 9 crafting skill to make it. Because somebody with a lower crafting skill, as long as they have a 3 or above, they can try to make it. But obviously somebody with a 9 is going to be better than somebody with a 3. So we want a 9. And then they're just going to take it to whatever the closest stockpile is. We're going to have them build 1. So we've got that bill set for 1 hand cannon. And then we'll go from there. Hound is building that Android parts workbench. Okay, so this one is the one that I needed to build the first time. This is one that allows you to build replacement parts for androids. So we're going to build... So he needs an index finger. I think she'll be fine. And we can't really replace her head. So we can't build just a hand. So basically you have to replace the entire arm. So we're going to build 2 arms. We don't want anybody less than a a 9 working on it. Although they don't have quality on like replacement parts, so anybody could build it. But having a higher skill person, they'll get it done quicker. So we're gonna build 2 of those for now. So Plucky's already over here working on the hand cannon, so she's gonna sit there and work on building that. Hound is riding a horse. Look, Hound's riding a horse. So because you've trained it, so we're working on training it to be able to like haul stuff, because you can have pack animals and things like that. So Hound is the horse's master, which basically means that you're the one who trains it and everything like that. And I have a mod called Giddy Up and Ride, which means you can actually ride animals. So this animal can be ridden by, I don't want it to be ridden by any pawn. So you haul, because you're the one who trains it, you can actually ride it around. So if you need to go to like the other side of the map to pick something up, you can jump on your horse and ride over there. And when we decide to start like attacking other bases and stuff like that, if we have horses and donkeys and things like that, we can actually ride them as a caravan to wherever we're going. So you can have like an army of robot guys riding horses, carrying their gigantic rifles, riding into battle. It's gonna be legit. Okay, so Plucky has completed building the hand cannon. It's pretty quick. So once she puts it down, we'll see like what it is. So it's poor quality, because she's not the best at crafting yet. So that means that the accuracy is lower because it is poor quality. Well, we're gonna have her equip it anyway because it's better than a short bow. Actually, we'll have her equip it after she's done building this replacement arm thing. Hound's gonna go milk a goat. Wade is doing some more stuff. Hound's getting on his horse. It's hilarious. Green robot guy riding a horse. So 90%. So actually, so this is 95% efficiency. So it would be worth it to replace the arm, because right now you're at 90% manipulation because you're missing the finger. But if we replace your arm with this replacement arm thing, see, it's 95% body part efficiency. So technically we should get 95% out of your arm instead of just 90%. But we're also going to come down here and we're going to add a build. We're going to install a makeshift replacement arm on the right shoulder. So we're going to give Rosie an arm so that they can actually start doing stuff instead of just laying around all day doing nothing. Hound and Alita gabbed about salty foods. Talking about things that matter. So she doesn't have a sidearm yet, so I'm gonna have her equip that as a sidearm. And then she can go back to what she was doing. Oh, it's dark over there. We need to like improve that. Hound is feeding smoked meat to Rosie. Alright. Okay, so we finished basically the job that I set for them to build 2 arms. So we have 2 basic replacement arms. Now I want you to operate on Rosie. So she's gonna grab... Was she rusted? No? Okay, so she's gonna come down here and she's gonna install this arm, or try to, because you can fail at surgery. Wait a minute. You didn't take the arm though. It says you're installing a makeshift replacement arm. How does that work? Are you like repairing the arm that's already there? What? Oh, I did makeshift and not basic. Duh. I'm dumb. So the makeshift one, you see it only gives 25% efficiency instead of 95%. So I can build basic like makeshift arms, which is basically just some metal scraps screwed together, which means she'll be able to actually work now and do stuff. But I meant to install a basic replacement arm. We need a medical bed there, like that. So she's gonna refill that stove. And then we'll tell her to operate on Rosie. We are out of electricity. That's not good. Because this is blocked by a tree. Cut that tree down. You, cut that tree down. Okay, so now Plucky's gonna go... operate. So she's gonna get a upgrade kit and an arm. And attempt to install it where their left arm used to be. So we'll see what happens. It could fail. And if it fails, then you lose the arm that you're trying to put on, and they also take, the patient takes damage. Speed it up a little bit. Okay, so we put a basic replacement arm. Now has 95% efficiency on that arm. 25% on that one. We don't need that medical bed anymore. So we are going to, on your right, excuse me. So your right arm, we're going to install a basic replacement arm on your right arm. We're going to set your bed for medical, tell you to go to bed. And then we're going to have Plucky try to install a new arm. So you're missing one finger, so we're basically going to chop everything off at the shoulder and replace it all. Because that's efficient. It is key, isn't it? Waste not, want not. And success. So Hound now has a new arm. So now instead of 90%, you're up to 98%. Cool. You can now go train donkeys and stuff, and horses. Training the horse. Yeah, basically. Oh look, Hound and U-Haul have formed a bond. So now if you go into your animal tab, you can see that U-Haul is now bonded to Hound. So if U-Haul dies, Hound will be very sad. And vice versa. And now, see, there's a button here to slaughter animals, so if you have like a bunch of extra animals you don't need, you can kill them for food. But it's got a little red box because he's tamed and he has a bond, so it's like you probably don't want to do that. So Hound has a pet horse now. We don't need to build any of these other things right now. We don't need any like other replacement parts. So we're good on that. We really need more power. But I don't want to build too many of these because they're inefficient. Oh, my knee. Tell them to harvest the rest of that, which probably won't be done, but whatever. Actually, you know what? Let's allow the animals to eat it. Who cares? Have at animals. Did we ever unlock this? We did unlock that. So they've got rice, they've got... Oh, we didn't ever tell them to do that job. Okay. So I gotta tell my prisoners to go out here and cut these plants whenever they're supposed to. Because if not, they just sit here ready to harvest and nobody ever harvests them. We need to take that off of medical and reassign that to Hound. We have 2 components left, but we'll get some more out of this once we get it mined. So Plucky now has a gun. Not great accuracy, but it's a weapon. Hound has reached level 5 in mining. GG. On the research tab, oh, those are expensive. So right now we're working on the multi-analyzer, and then we want to get geothermal generators. So this right here. So we're going to assign that after the one that we're working on, because that'll allow us to use this thing to get power. And it produces just constant, all the time power. It's not like wind power or solar power. It's just a constant. Which will be good because we need electricity because we keep running out. Alright, so Plucky is harvesting the rest of that stuff. Hound is maintaining a wind turbine. That was a squirrel that just died to our bear trap. Okay, so that's another thing we need to look at, is we need to redo our defense thing. I'd like to have more steel to do it with, but unfortunately we don't have that right now. So we're going to build a quarry. I will build a mini one for now. Just whack it down there. Okay, so we're gonna build a quarry, which basically allows our workers to mine resources for us. You can build a bigger one. So normally this is the size of the quarry, but we don't need to build one that big right now because when we have a couple people. So we're going to build a mini one, a smaller version. So they're going to have to mine out all these squares and then they'll build the quarry in there. And then we can get these guys to work in there. Hound's riding his horse everywhere. Avoiding his horse. Anything else fun going on? Swarmlings are still out here doing their thing. Some wild pods. Alita reached level 12 in research. We could use some boomalopes if we find any. Which I don't think there are any. I think there's a boom rat, which we could get. That's a level 7. What is Hound's animals? Oh, he's got an 11. So we'll try to tame that guy. And then we can get some chem fuel stuff. Oh, that grizzly bear took some damage from a ram. So the grizzly bear's out here killing stuff, which is fun. This stuff is still growing. It's up to 82%. A couple more little sleeping spot thingies here for animals to sleep in. Getting this all mined out. Oh look, more machinery. Nice. Components everywhere. Components are a good thing to have. We're out of electricity again. We may need to build another battery and just see if we can get it filled up enough to get us through the night. Or maybe we can turn this thing off. Yeah, we'll turn this off while we're not using it. Because this thing was drawing 300 watts itself. And we'll shut this thing off too, because we're not using either of these. Because they were both pulling 300 watts of power. So we're hovering right around the break-even mark. But we are starting to be in the positive a little bit. Basically, we just need the cooler to stay on to keep everything frozen. We'll get this thing done, and then we'll start working on our little security thing over here. Crop sprout. Large Field of peach trees. Oh, that is a bunch of them. 17 peach trees popped up. Dang, still damaged. Okay, so we got that one about halfway done. Walter's cutting some more blocks. We need more granite. Still way too much to keep track of. We haven't even gotten into the fun stuff yet. This is still very basic. Just wait till you get like 8 or 10 different like workbenches and stuff like that. You've got 12 people all doing jobs and running around, and then you've got people everywhere, and then there's a raid going on, and you got to get all your people back to your base and mount some sort of a defense. And but once you figure out kind of like what you're wanting to do, because there's a lot of stuff like that we won't even research, we'll just skip it and go on to something else. Because it's things that I don't really care about, like all the trench warfare and like medieval type stuff. Like I'm not ever gonna use that. Okay, multi-analyzer research is done. We can't build it yet because it takes gold. Yeah. Humanoid down, so Walter is down again. For some reason he has hypothermia. Why is he in the freezer? What? So now he's got frostbite. What was he doing in the freezer? He doesn't have anything that would make him pass out. I mean, he's a psychopath, so he doesn't really care about anything like that. It might be because he's naked and he was in a 0-degree freezer. I don't know. Okay, so we've got all that mined out. It takes 50 steel, which Plucky is going to deliver. And then Hound will build it. And then we'll have a quarry set up. I mean, that is a thing. But like his treatment happiness is kind of high up. Like he's almost at 70%. So he's not like he's being mistreated. Like he doesn't like his prison cell. He slept in the cold. He's cold because he's naked. But there's nothing that would make him want to like kill himself. Like they're all kind of just cranky. This guy's got chemical starvation. Because he likes drugs, basically. And of course they're all getting the debuff for eating without a table. And this guy apparently is starving? Like why aren't you eating then? Like you have food. There's food in here. Is nobody cooking? I don't know. I mean, it's fall, so it's 29 degrees outside. It's 30. Oh, that's why they're freezing. It's because it's actually freezing. It's 35 degrees in his in their cells right now. So they're just cold all the time. So if that hypothermia, if that percentage gets up to 100, he'll die. Let's see now that it's going down, now that we have a fire in here. So it's 80 degrees in his cell now and 30 degrees out here. So we're gonna hold that open. So next time he goes in there, that door will stay open. So the heat will be able to dissipate. And we're gonna hold this door open as well. So now it's 40 degrees in here. It's still almost 80 degrees in his room. Let's see, it's slowly starting to warm up in here because it's got to warm a big area up. Okay, so we have a quarry now, which we can put people to work in. See, Anatoly is now mining in a quarry. So we need to build a quarry platform, which is basically a spot for them to put stuff. And we're gonna have them mine this out, just because. So it's up to 60 degrees in here now. So it's getting warmer. Once this is all mined out, he'll build this quarry platform. So anything that they mine up in the quarry, they'll just put it on this. And then we can come and haul it off if we need to. He's still not trained to haul stuff. Okay, so we can't build the multi-analyzer because we need 20 gold. Which there's actually gold over here. Oops, not that. So we'll tell somebody to go mine that because we need 20 gold. And 8 components. So once we mine these, we should have enough components and we can build the multi-analyzer. Which will open up the rest of our tech tree. So right now, anything that's grayed out, we can't research because it's locked behind needing that multi-analyzer. There's a lot of fun stuff that we can't do, like nuclear power, brainwave scanning, shield generation, stuff like that. So we need to get that multi-analyzer put together. So I'm actually going to manually make Helm go do this real quick. So he's jumped on his horse, and he's going to go right over here and mine these 3 spots of gold. And hopefully we'll get enough out of that. We should. Oh yeah, we got 37 out of the first one. So we're going to go ahead and throw down our blueprint right there. So we still need 8 components. Looks like he's gonna come gather that gold apparently. Still it didn't ran over there. Okay, might as well take it with you. Oh, he's not gonna ride his horse. Alright, Derp. Take it easy, man. Late, yeah, it's 12 o'clock here. I got 3 hours of sleep last night, so I'm probably gonna go to bed here soon too. Plus, I'm not gonna play this too often much when nobody else is watching. I've got a single player game that I'm way further ahead on. Oh, look, they started mining steel. Cool. Yes. Starts eating a candle.
Yes.
That's bizarre. Tim and Boom Rat apparently. Take it easy now. What's up, Tiago? That's the Soundstripe music playlist. Yeah, on Twitch, if you have the Soundstripe music plugin set up for it. So if you go to like your dashboard thing and you've got like your stream info and all that stuff on the side, where you like your sound alerts and stuff like that is, you can set up the Soundstripe music thing, and it's got all these different playlists. And I'm just listening to this rock one. And it's 4 hours and 42 minutes of songs. So it's not like a playlist that I put together. It's through Twitch and the Soundstripe thing. So you just go to your extensions and you find the Soundstripe one and you turn it on. And then you can pick any one of these playlists. Yeah, that's what I use. It's pretty good. It's supposed to all be royalty free too, so you don't have to worry about like DMCA stuff. But I'm really enjoying this Rebellious Rock one. There's a lot of this band Thor in here, which is who's playing now. So, good stuff. I know, kiddo. I will eventually. Yeah, so I usually use either this one, or I'll use the high energy one, because it's like more upbeat songs and stuff like that. And this is a 5-hour playlist. Yeah, so it's right. I don't have the party parrot, so I can't do it. There's all sorts of stuff. There's like, you know, dubstep, if you're into like dubstep and stuff like that. Listen to Wiggle Wobble Wop. A song called Ham Sandwich. Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones. There's some, you can get some like hip hop stuff. Some of these ones make me nervous because they do actually have lyrics in them. I mean, not this one obviously, but like this song has lyrics in it, so I don't know, like, I don't know. I'm assuming it's okay. But yeah. If you're into lo-fi stuff like I am, which is all the very, just kind of slow beat. So yeah, look up the Soundstripe thing on your Twitch extensions and stuff like that, and that's where they're all at. Just let them run. Like, I listened to this entire playlist last night, and it restarted over. I didn't even realize it. Drink my Kool-Aid pouch. It would probably be something good, that music thing, to have for the New World stream. When I say my world is doing good, I mean, yeah, it's doing okay. Oh, you'll watch the VOD of it? Yeah, you get the delay, don't you?
Yeah. I always have to what happens when I don't use
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna save this and quit. 'Cause that's my stream game. Anyway, if anybody's still here, then I'm out. Bye, Avery.
You still have one viewer.
I know it says one viewer, but I don't know if you were still watching it or not. Anyway.